All right. Uh, uh, Welcome. Today we have Adam Hemy and Peter Bridges for the first proper episode of the Barbells and Banter podcast. Today we'll be talking about the previous NIPF Spring Classic competition that happened at the weekend just past. As we're recording this is Thursday, but that's besides the point. Two junior 74s up and coming in the weight class. Uh, so first, I didn't really plan this out too much, so we're just gonna roll with it. Adam, introduce yourself a wee bit.
Hello. So my name is Adam. I'm an under 74 kilo junior competitor for fuck's sake.
Just keep going, it's fine.
um, my name is Adam Hemy. I'm an under 74. We'll get there. Hang on.
Just
Hang
just
on.
take your time. I'll stay in.
Hello. My name is Adam Hemy. I'm an under 74 junior competitor in powerlifting, and I compete for Bear Strong lifting team. Um, Saturday was my first ever powerlifting competition, the NIPF Spring Classic.
How long have
I've
you
been
been lifting?
powerlifting.
Oh yeah.
Been
Well,
powerlifting. Been training for about a year, maybe just shy of a year.
how long have you been going to the gym?
Since I was 13 and I'm now 18.
So you have a long time in the gym.
I do.
Right, Peter, give us a quick
Hello,
introduction of yourself.
I am Beer, as you may know. I have
Got the microphone
competed
right now.
twice. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I've competed twice in the NIPF. Um, Absolutely good federation, like, I'll have to say. Um, I was really excited to be competing in the NIPF Spring Classic. Didn't go as planned, so didn't, but I still
Shit.
take, yeah, thank you. Didn't go as planned, but I still take what I did as like an experience and learning. I've been training powerlifting now for over a year. Um, we're coming up to a year. Um, yeah, pretty much it. I'm an
How
under
long?
74
How long have you been going to the
as
gym?
well as I've been going to the gym now. But
He's not doing the teapot method.
no, I'm
Oh,
not
he's
doing
pulling
big now.
receipts.
He's
He's
pulling
pulling
I've been going
receipts.
receipts.
to the gym since May 2024. So two.
Was it not before that?
I would have thought,
I was thinking November 2023. It wasn't long after I started. I love how I'm asking him the question, but I'm answering it for him.
Where's Bacon gone? Um, February, no.
is it that deep?
March, yeah, March 2024, because that was the first time I took a picture up in the gym, and it was
Uh,
conveniently a video of Johnny Ross doing hamstring curls.
uh, yeah. Well, this episode isn't about me. Uh, so we'll go for Adam first because it was his first competition. Uh, Adam, how did meet day feel overall?
Uh, See, to be fair, I don't remember a lot of it. I was like really flow stated for it. Like I was just there. I, like I was just in heavy flow state.
Uh,
Post it.
how did you do you know how you felt throughout the day at least? Like,
Yeah, like the nerves didn't really kick in until we walked. Like, see, the minute I got changed to my singlet, I was like, oh fuck. But like, see, when we were warming up and stuff with like Peter and Lewis and all, the nerves kind of settled and stuff, and then I was fine. And then we queued up for the opener for squats. And I was like, I know I have it. I wasn't nervous about the lift. I was more nervous about like I don't actually know what I was nervous about. I was just nervous. But then once I
yeah,
hit the squat, it was all flow state from there on out.
yeah, like obviously, like I competed the day after, as you know, and
Yeah.
I was still like both competitions. I was nervous the exact same until I did my first squat. Uh, but what was your best lift of the day? Do you feel?
I feel like squat 100%. I feel like squat because I hit 140 for my third. and we knew the entire prep that 140 was going to be there. We knew since 14 weeks ago 140 was going to be there, but it was the most worrying lift just purely because of my back injury.
Yeah.
So it was a lift the entire time we knew it was there, but it was going to be the most meaningful lift in a sense.
So, worst moment of the day, if you had any, because I know you went 9 for 9.
I don't really see any of it as bad. I don't think it could have gone any better. I don't think there was anything that could have topped that off. You know,
Was there anything your handler could have done any better?
not misshaped my second attempt in squats.
Yeah, well, that's sort of my fault, but like, we still went
But
well. We still went well.
yeah, even with that misshape, my coach had said to me after that, a lot of people hear that misshape and they'll probably brick it because something's went wrong. But I was just like, you know what, me
Yeah,
ball. So
because
I wasn't really
I
fussed
remember
by it.
just turning to you and saying, "Look, I freaked up your second attempt. Just go out and hit it. You'll be
Yeah,
fine."
the only worrying part was coming back off after that second attempt, and because it wasn't what my second attempt was supposed to be, I didn't know if I wanted to go for the 140 or not because I wouldn't have known what anything near it would have felt like. But then I was just like, ah, fuck it, load 140. We're doing it.
It wasn't even your choice anyway, because I remember Ethan said it anyway. Sure.
Yeah, because I remember after I came off and I said, do you 140? I was like, did I just make a bad decision? So I sat there texting Nathan. I was like, we load at 140. Is this good or bad? And Nathan goes, fuck up, just hit it.
Yeah. No. If Ethan says something, he definitely does believe in it.
Yeah,
Uh, what was? Should I even talk? What was your best lifts of the day? Like, what was your best squat, bench, and deadlift? And then
like
what
what my numbers
were
were.
your? So at the start of prep, what was your best numbers, and what did you hit at the competition as your best?
So going into prep, so I literally came out of injury and I went into prep still injured. So my numbers were still really, really low.
Yeah.
So my squat was 115. My bench was 55 at the time, and my deadlift was one 150 at the time. Um,
And then the competition.
comp I hit 140 squat, 80 bench, and 160 deadlift.
So that's pretty good. And what's that? 14 weeks?
I don't think it was 14. I think it would have been between 12 and 14, somewhere around there.
Like
Because
in around some
I
from December to now.
yeah, it would have been. It probably would have been just after New Year's. I went into prep.
Damn. Right. Did did everything go how you thought it would? Like in terms of lifts?
No, I I heavily expected me to go like 6 for 9. I expected me to fail all my thirds. I didn't think I'd get all my thirds, but I didn't. I did the same thing you told me to. Like once I was walking up for my thirds, I didn't imagine I didn't do this or I wouldn't do this or I couldn't do
Yeah.
this. I just like it's the same thing as Ethan said in that post. I walked out in that platform like I'd hit that lift 100 times before,
Yep.
and that was the way
Seeing
I
it in
went about it.
person
And
is pretty crazy because I didn't even think it was your first comp.
yeah, I had so many people like backstage saying to me after the comp and stuff, and like other coaches who'd come up to me like because of Ethan who knew him and was saying to Ethan, "Is that his first comp?" And Ethan was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "No way!" Like the composure and stuff that he had on the stage and all was just mental.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just scroll down my list a little bit. Uh, I'll throw it back to Peter here for a second. Uh, Peter, how did meet day feel for you overall?
Well, I have one word,
Which is
undeniable.
ah right, yeah,
It was rather not the best, in my opinion. But again, it's all a part of a learning curve.
yeah.
Was the
Um,
3 hours of sleep something to do with
it was, I say, 3 hours, yeah.
that?
I still couldn't
Probably.
myself.
I was totally on me. I was on me because I was sitting there at like 2 o'clock in the morning with my headphones on, listening to the fucking like I don't know.
What? How did I not wake up for
I was listening to some hit trap remixes, man. Scrolling TikTok.
at 2 o'clock in the morning? Lovely. What was your
Um,
best left of the day?
yeah.
Pause a wee bit.
Okay.
Right, what was your best left of the day?
Apologies. My best left of the day would again probably be deadlifts. Even though I didn't lock it out, or apparently I didn't lock it out, but I still got it.
Yeah,
But
it
I
must
still
have
got it.
been the new shoulder rule.
I don't.
I'm not
I don't
entirely
see a
sure.
point in it because
That
I
rule,
locked
that
it out.
that rule confuses me because there always has been a rule about your shoulders and lockout, but now there's just a professional line for lockout,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
so
I
it's a
don't get that at
confusing
all.
rule. But
And then
we,
if you try to get behind that line too much, then you end up bending your
yeah, there's like
knees.
so like if you're locking out, there's a provisional line for your lockout, but then there's a hyperextension provisional line as well. So you
Should
can
we
only, you
pull that
have to
up real
lock
quick?
out. You have to lock out perfectly. That was another thing I was actually worried about though for my dead was because as you know, John, I have a bad habit of hyperextending whenever I lock out.
Yeah.
And it was the one thing Ethan has said to me whenever I open on deadlifts. He was like, do not lean back, just pencil it and make sure your shoulders are back. Um,
I did that
that
on the run up to Christmas Classic, which is my
yeah.
first competition, and I completely and utterly fried my back.
This is the
I think
thing
though,
question. They can't see it, but I'm just showing it.
like what was I gonna say? I think I don't know what I was gonna say now. I forget. Um, oh, I think it's a lot harder not to lock out so harshly though as a sumo lifter, I'd imagine though, because
Yeah.
without hyperextending, you don't lock the knees out as such.
Yeah. I always had a problem with soft knees whenever I pulled sumo
Yeah,
because
and I
of my
suppose,
lockout.
but I suppose then there also has to be that intermediate between conventional and sumo lifters. It's if you're a sumo lifter, you kind of have to be lenient towards soft knees because you are more prone to it, and
Yeah.
you can't really change that if your body's built to sumo. It's built to sumo.
Yeah. Uh, Peter, what was your worst moment of the day? Like, what left was the worst part for you?
Squat, 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 1,000,000%. Just squat. That word terrifies me to this day. I do not know what happened on my third.
Can we all just remember whenever I told Peter I was going to have 140 in the day, he was going on about having 150 on the day, and he failed 142 and a half.
I don't know how I feel that.
Reese did tell
I'm
me
not,
that
I'm not,
we should have took 140, but we wouldn't have known, obviously.
I'm never letting you live
True.
that down, Peter.
Which brings me to the next question. How do you feel about competing against each other whenever you both train in the same gym?
I mean, I wasn't really fussed, but at the end of the day, I knew Peter was going to win. I knew he had deads on me. You know, I was confident that my squat was going to be more than his, despite my injuries. I don't really care if he told me I had 150. I knew my squat was going to be more. Something was just in the back of my head saying my squat was going to be higher than his. Bench, I knew he'd go a little bit heavier on, so I wasn't really fussed about the rivalry in sense of going against each other. I was just more hoping he'd
What were
hit.
you 2.5 kilos apart on bench?
Yeah, you know, like listening back to the commentary, and you know, Bailey turned around and goes that like this all comes down to deadlifts now. Um,
Yeah.
Me and Ethan had planned it to go that way anyway. That would have been that was ideal for me and Ethan for me to walk in my first comp and only be beaten by deadlifts. Um, so I wasn't really fussed about the rivalry.
Yeah, same boat for me.
I
Yeah.
didn't care. Yeah,
Actually,
I
no, it was
really
squat bench for me. But
I really didn't care about the rivalry. At the
what
end
do
of
you
the
think,
day, it's
Peter?
one of my mates.
What do you think, Peter?
That's actually quite fun. Who knows if we're going to compete against each other again? I'm just going to leave that up to.
Adam, what's the next competition you're doing?
June, I'm doing the open, but I'm not
Oh,
maxing out. I'm doing it for experience only.
yeah. I was thinking about doing it for experience, but I think I'm just gonna put a hold on it.
Yeah, I was gonna line it up so whatever I'm hitting in training, I'm just gonna hit comp. I was
Yeah.
just gonna do it that way around.
That's kind of what I thought about it for Nats, but if I'm gonna do Nats at this rate, which I'm not, if I was gonna do Nats, I'd be going all out. So
Yeah, I
should
feel like
have
you've got a
thought
better lineup.
ahead about that.
I feel like you've got a better lineup though for next year.
Oh, I
Secrets to come, but I feel like next year, I think you should just save yourself this year.
yeah. I won't. I
Um,
won't really spill everything about me because this episode isn't obviously about me, but more time to build. We'll just leave it at
Mm.
that. Uh, what else is there? Hmm. How did both your preps look like? I'll go with Adam first.
Ooh. My prep was at the start. It was very, very hit or miss. Coming out of volume went decent. Everything was moving the way it should have. And then strength block came round, and it almost looked like I plateaued for a week or two. And then I went into peak, and I don't know what happened. Everything just
Shit.
everything just like every squat bounced out the pocket like it was my warm ups. Like
It
you
just looked
both
like
will know.
it just
You
looked
will
like
both
NRP fives.
yeah, you will both know from spot me for those squats and those benches. They they didn't look like what they should have been in a peak.
I think
Um,
Ethan probably thought you were on steroids or something, which, for
yeah,
clarification, he's not.
I'm not. What was it though? Like the only thing that I was overly concerned about was bench. At the end of
Yeah.
peak, the bench was very, very cooked, and then I tapered, and the comp day happened, and it was the same thing as whenever I went into peak. Everything just like you seen how 157 moved and gained forth. My legs looked like they're spazzing them out. The 160 looked like a final warm up for like a 170 dead. You know,
Yeah.
it flew. I fully believe I would have had 170 on that day. I
I
hold
think
my
that's
heart to that.
I think that's a good assumption. Actually, before I go to Peter, was your prep like, did it fly in or was it pretty slow and dragged?
Oh, it flew in. Like I don't even remember half of it, but I feel like I feel like I was so like locked in for most of it though, because I knew
Yeah.
what I was working towards and how much I wanted it, and like I, it was difficult to do it, but it did just fly in.
Before I shoot to Peter, is he doom scrolling?
Yes.
This guy.
Oh,
Right. How'd your prep go, Peter?
for me, it went absolutely amazing in peak. In volume, with the volume block I did beforehand, it moved sort of sloppy in my eyes because I just didn't really know what I was doing again. Um, but thanks to Re7s, I do now know now where my peak is and where I can stop and go further. So I think rounding it up, I think that the, what's it called?
What are you thinking about?
What's it called? The, fucking- the prep went actually quite well. Imagine.
This guy forgot what prep was. Um,
Bitch ass up.
well, did it fly in or did it drag?
Volume block absolutely dragged them. I was dead. But peak
Sounds about
absolutely
right.
flew in.
I think this was one of the debates I was having with Ethan was, as you know, John, after volume, there was no such thing as being energized for me. I was fatigued throughout strength and throughout peak. But I feel like that's what set me up for the day was the fact that I was always fatigued. Like if I had pulled those lifts that I'd pulled during my strength and peak block energized, I wouldn't have got what I needed out of them. Doing them fatigued is what set me
Yeah.
up for the bigger picture.
I'm not necessarily asking this from the list of questions I have for you, but I'm asking this for myself. How battered are your bodies on a scale of 1 to 10 right now?
I'm fine. I had a slight knee injury, but that's because of an injury I got last year. But that was like I'm fine now. It's basically passed.
What about Peter?
Like bar that. Like my CNS is a little bit cooked, but bar that I'm fine.
Yeah.
So for the last 11, I'm just dead.
So am I.
Everything hurts. Everything hurts. There's not one part of my body that doesn't hurt. I know.
Your heart too after those third attempts.
Mm.
Just wait until open, man.
To be
Just
fair,
wait
I
until.
was sort of like being at the side of the platform. It kind of like made me a little bit sad that he didn't hit each third.
Yeah, I did feel bad to be fair because I knew how much like every comp doesn't matter if it's your first, your 10th, your 100th. They all mean the same as the first. So I
Let's
did
pull
feel
up
bad.
open
Like
powerlifting here.
here, have I been putting open powerlifting
No, not that I know of. The competition hasn't got there Henry.
You've got me for
I
5
was
more
just I was
minutes.
just pulling Peter up. So, because I think did you not go 9 for 9 or like 8 for 9 last comp, Peter?
I want 8 for 9.
Yeah, so you had like a perfect day, bar your first squat.
Yeah, but I kind of tripped forward.
You
My
also
first squat.
you also still put 10 kilos on your total despite the day you had.
Yeah, primarily on squats,
Yeah,
which is quite good.
because what was your second squat like? 135.
135, yeah.
Yes, that's still 15 kilos you put on the squat, and lost some kilos on the deadlift. Still pretty good. What other questions do I have? How was like making weight difficult or was
No,
it easy?
that was easy as well. I was too easy. I was way too easy. Like,
What about
I was way too
um,
easy.
what about Adam? Because I know he was meant to compete at the Christmas Classic, but didn't because he couldn't cut the big
for
66s.
yeah, for the context, I got very severely injured in September last year, and I came out of hospital weighing 59 kilos, right? And I got out of hospital in the middle of September. I was in hospital for 2 weeks. Got out of hospital, I was 59 kilos. We were competing into December, and I couldn't eat properly because of the medication and stuff I was on. So I was like, surely I'll make weight. There's no way I don't make weight. The entire time through prep, we kind of forgot to start weighing myself because we were so focused on recovery to make sure I didn't injure myself when the day come.
Oh god.
And Ethan rang me and goes, "Oh shit, we're 4 days out. Go weigh yourself." So I went down the boots, weighed myself, and I was 68 and a half kilos 4 days out.
Because I see this guy nearly every day, and if you know him personally, you know how much he eats. So you can just imagine that.
Nutella and pancakes. The
Nutella and
entirety of
pancakes,
the
Pacific Blue
Anyway,
entirety of the
Monster.
time I was trying to cut weight, this guy was sat munching on Nutella and pancakes. You know how jealous it
anyway,
made me?
He was just sat having full ass meals before the gym.
anyway. So I did what any instinctive person would have done was, and did not pull out a cum. I tried cutting the weight, and I got
Whenever
to
he
this.
knew about the he could lift as a guest lifter.
Yep. So I woke up on Saturday morning, the day of the first day I come. I was competing on the Sunday morning, and I was 66 and a half. So I had what 600 grams to cut, and I was like, I'm chilling. I'll have this cut by tomorrow morning. So I went down the gym, watched a couple of this, hopped on a treadmill, hopped in a sauna, fully fucking clothed, baggy jumper, baggy sweats, t-shirt, everything, and I, I was in weight on Saturday night, and then I woke up on Sunday morning, and I couldn't get out of bed. I was fucked.
Hold on, can I pause? Adam, did I stop you there?
Yeah. But yeah, I woke up on Sunday and I couldn't even get out of bed. It was dead. It was game over for me. I remember Chris ringing me on Sunday morning, answered the phone. I goes, huh? And Chris goes, you know, you're not coming down. I goes, yeah, about
Stand
that.
beside him
I
whenever
was
he
like
rang me.
about. I
You
was
should
like
have came
about
down and lifted
that.
with a bar.
I see. Honestly, if I came down, I wasn't for lifting the bar. I would have collapsed, getting changed. It was not even funny. So then I made the sensible decision just before New Year's that I was going to bulk up to the 74s for the March Classic because I couldn't be arse cutting. It simply wasn't happening. And by New Year's, bearing in mind the comp was what 7th of December.
Yeah.
Sevens.
I was 66 and a half kilos. By New Year's Day, I was 69 kilos. So I still had loads of weight to play about with, and despite how much shit I was eating, I still weighed in at 72.4 kilos.
Peter, how much time do you have?
Right.
You said you had like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, I have 5 minutes.
You have 5 more minutes.
Yeah, I have 5 more hours.
Right. I'll do a bit of quick fire here. And who has the bigger ego in the gym out of you two?
Peter, Peter. Peter.
Peter, do you want to argue with that?
Peter,
Hey,
100%.
how do I have an
100%.
ego? Right,
Ego.
right,
Hey,
right. How
Peter,
do you?
Peter, no, shut up. Johnny, back me. Day one of peak, I hit 132 kilo squat. I goes, I've got 140 in a day. I'll beat you in squats alone. I'm pulling 150.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's competition.
It's competition. No. Pull up his TikTok and we'll talk about ego. Pull up his TikTok and that says all about his
I
ego.
can't actually do that on my computer, so we're gonna have to pass.
Oh, his ego's stupidly bigger. I've got an ego, but his is fucking massive. He thinks he's fucking no Joe Fitness at that rate.
Who's more likely to skip accessories out of you two?
Me.
Peter, would you agree?
Me and
Accessories.
me and Bulgarian split squats don't get along.
Yeah.
To be
I
honest,
so agree.
I have to say this very proudly. I did not skip a single accessory in the entire block.
Hmm. I can't argue with this. So
Like not a single one.
out of you two, since Adam, are you still in recovery at all?
Technically, yeah.
Since you're both competing, if you were going to compete in max out, who do you think would total more next comp?
That's a good question, Johnny.
Would it be very close, or would you?
It might be close.
For the record, I think there was just shy. I think it was like something like 15, 20 kilos between me and Peter on Saturday.
Yeah,
I'm very confident if we run it back in a prep's time. If I didn't pull more, it would be less than 5 kilos difference. I'm
and
confident
I
in that.
think
It would be tight.
and if Peter hydrated himself properly on the day
And slept properly.
and
Yeah,
slept
probably.
properly, I think that's also probably why you had a sore head. But I think
That's
you should run
yeah.
it back at the Christmas Classic. I think that'll be pretty crazy because I'm
Yeah.
gonna have my big performance then.
Your big performance.
Yeah. Well, that's what all this prep's going into now. The March
Yeah,
is
it's just
over.
mine.
Um,
Who knows my game plan?
do you
Who knows mine?
what? I was actually going to ask you, what are your game plans? Are you guys switching weight classes at all? Are you staying in the weight class? What's the plans after mainly after this year?
I'm staying 74s, but by the end of the year, me and Ethan have already got our attempt goals for Christmas Classic. We already know what has to be put into place, what needs to be fixed, what needs to be corrected. We knew from the end of volume what needed to be fixed, but we were going to leave it till after this comp to get the comp done. We've got a list of things that needs fixed, what we know we need to do better. We've got we've got a good bit to work on, but given the time we have, it'll be corrected very, very quickly. And the projected lifts, if only I had them on Saturday, I might be going to Canada.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to Canada, so unless
But
Daniel Allen just so happens to like say hi. I
Say
see you,
hi.
Daniel. But yeah, no,
um,
like I'm not fussed about any of us going to Commonwealth because then it's less money that I have to spend on going.
Well, I'm going either
yeah, that's
way.
true.
Yeah, because you just spend money on anything. But
I'm going
Let's
either way.
let's just say, come December, I might be pulling a 460 total, potentially,
I see it. I see it. I
which
see you.
which is just shy of 100 kilos of my total on what I hit on Saturday.
I can see it. Right, Peter. What's your game plans for like? Are you staying in weight class? Are you leaving weight class? What's your
Well,
comp goals
as I
for
sat
maybe
right
after
now,
this year?
I cannot tell anyone my game plans, but I will just say my performance at the Christmas Classic will be some
I know his game plan.
because
Hit his third dish.
because
Yeah, for me it was hit my third bench. But keep going.
I'm just gonna say this now. From now until December, I might not be maxing out, or I might. So I might be doing the open and not maxing out.
That's the same as all of us, mate. Calm yourself.
I can't wait to see it.
Think so.
Hold a second. Are you planning on going international anytime soon in the next few years? And what would you be your goals? Like what competition?
Me
This
and
also in,
Ethan,
this also includes like British nationals.
me and Ethan have settled on the fact that I'll probably not go bigger than representing Northern Ireland, which I'm happy enough with that. I wouldn't even challenge myself to go compete against some of the British 74s. I mean, look at the likes of the sub
Yeah.
juniors. Look at Maverick Riches, not a chance, lad. He 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 competes with bottom line 93s at the end of the day.
93
Um,
is in our country at least.
yeah, like he competes with our bottom line 93s in his top end 74 sub junior. But I think if I get the Commonwealths, I'd be happy enough for that, or even home nations or something like that. I think as long as I get in a nice singlet at some point, that that's all I care about is
What about you,
representing an
Peter?
eye.
I mean, I don't really mind about anything. Like, I'm just doing it.
So neither of you are really fast.
I'm not really fussed, man. That's me being honest.
At the end of the day, I know I'm not going to be there to go to Worlds or like Euros or Junior Worlds, and I know I'm not capable of it. So
I wouldn't
I mean,
always think about that because you could like go on a generational run.
yeah, well, I was literally about to say, given the generation one that I just had, if I could rinse and repeat that 3 more preps, I would be in line to go to GB Nats. I'd never win them, but at least I'd be in contention for them.
Like you going to GB Nats will be enough of a achievement, and you'd
Yeah,
basically be competing against world's lifters anyway.
yeah. So like, I don't want to put myself at the pocket and say I'll never be a great powerlifter, but
You never know.
I don't think there'll be room to be what I could have been given the injuries I've sustained. I feel like without the injuries I've sustained, there would have been a better chance. But knowing that I'm limited, I don't really care.
What are your? I already talked about the Christmas Classic. What do you think the best lifts you'll put? Wait, did I already ask this? Best lifts in Christmas Classic.
What for this year's?
Yeah.
I don't really want to talk about what I'm going to put on the board because I don't want to say something and then have to take it back, or else overshoot it or undershoot it, or else you kind of spill what the game plan is. So,
Hmm. Right. So
but
I'll let you keep that secret.
like I said, 460 total.
Yeah. Phew. I'm trying to like read because I've been sort of just picking out questions and now I've sort of used most of them. Hold on. What is your like? Hmm. I'm going blank here. We'll go for the mental side. We'll go for the mental side. How nervous were you before your first? Or no, wrong one, wrong one. Uh, how do you deal with pressure on the platform?
Flow state.
What what
Don't
what
feel
do you
pressure.
what do you do whenever you walk on the platform in your mind?
Like I said, I was in flow state. I don't even know how to describe it. I walked out on the platform and couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what the judge looked like. And the judge was a meter in front of me. The only thing that you'll know beside me is my hand. The only thing I was looking at is people. Like if I'm standing here and the bars over here, people walking past you. The only thing I was staring at was that barbell, and
Yeah.
like it was the only thing I cared about. I wasn't caring. Like I didn't even look at Ethan in the crowd. I didn't look at like Chris, Francis. I didn't look at anybody. I just looked at the barbell. Whenever I went for the squat, I had my eyes front, but I couldn't tell you who was a meter in front of me. I was just genuinely flow stated.
What about you, Peter?
You're vibing. You know me what I was like on bench. I was sitting there listening to the song called Fun Fun Fun. I was pure having a laugh.
If you want to talk, if you want to talk about dealing with pressure going up for bench, here's a really top tip: block blast.
True, true. I know that bothers Lewis Heyman, if you're listening to this, your little blog blast demon has made it. Um,
Me and him
you were
playing
you
block
actually
blast.
had you actually had a pretty high score while you were waiting to
170k.
bench. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Me and Lewis playing Block Blast in that warm up room, waiting for our third bench was the funniest thing ever. Meant to be
And then
locked
you
in,
went
but
out
was
and
out there playing
hit.
Block Blast. Yeah, I went out and hit it
If
as well.
if I'm entirely correct, you both hit your third bench.
Yeah, I think so. It was so funny though because we were sat there fucking about in the like in that little like queue area, and then um we all were like, oh, we need to line up for our thirds, and the minute we all stood up, it was like clicked and we were like locked in. There was no fucking about after that,
Yeah,
and then
let
we
me
came
just
back
see
off and
here
just played
quick.
Block Blast again.
Right, where's Lewis Heyman? Because I'm genuinely curious if he's hit it.
Did he not hit
He
80
didn't
as
hit.
well?
He didn't hit his third bench. Oh well. Maybe Block Blast wasn't there for him. His three lifts were 75, 82.5. Didn't hit. Or no, he did hit 82.5 for a second. Didn't hit 90 on his third. But oh well.
Did he go for 90 on third?
Yeah, he went for 90 on third.
I thought his third was near mine. Fuck. Right. Because I know his
Well,
squat. I know his squat was quite tight with mine.
yeah. I think he's lifted after each other most of the time.
Yeah.
Or apologies, but I'm gonna have to wrap it up here because I need to go.
Alright, no worries. Can I shoot you
Got
one more question just before you
Yeah.
go? Who relies more on talent versus effort? Like
I
who
Who
re-
relies
relies?
more on their talent than the effort they put in?
nah, I rely on my effort. I think that was discovered very heavily.
Or is there even
I think
anybody
mine's
who
effort.
rely on talent?
I think mine's effort. Talent's
Yeah.
just like something that comes. No,
Talent,
talent's something naturally.
ta- talent's a myth. You can't be talented and powerlifting. I don't think you can be genetically
No.
gifted to be
Well,
strong.
yeah,
You
genetically
you
gifted.
could you could be genetically gifted to lift strong, but you can't be talented to execute lifts. If that makes
Elliot
sense.
Sykes.
If you know what I mean. Like
Yeah,
you could be genetically gifted, like someone like Maverick, for example. He's an unreal lifter. He is extremely genetically gifted, and also there's a lot of hard work that comes with that. But you can't be talented at a sport that's simple.
yeah,
The only thing that's not simple behind our sport is what's on the bar. Whereas if you look at sports like rugby or football, you need talent to dribble a ball around defenders and stuff. So I don't think
yeah.
talent is really a question in this sport.
And it's very easy to be talented at it because it's just rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
But yeah, Peter, I'll let you go.
Well, thank
It
you.
was it was great to have you.
Thank you for your time. I
It's
do
just
not know how to exit this
going
call.
far.
I did not know how what was with it.
You know the big red button that says leave, press it.
There, it's three screens, bro.
What?
You see if you hover over them at the bottom, yeah, where you're like the big
Oh,
red button is where it says disconnect.
where go?
Oh my god.
Goodbye.
Alright, goodbye, Peter. Uh, now that Peter's gone, I'll shoot more on your injury because I didn't want to have you talk a lot while Peter was here. Give us a rundown of all your injuries and timestamps.
So the first injury would have been November 2024. I tore my hamstring. I've torn my hamstrings in the past stuff, but this was the beginning of the downfall. Tore my hamstring, worked for ages to recover it, and then I partially tore the ACL in the same leg that I tore my hamstring in. Recovered from that, the ball was rolling. I was doing really really good, and then September last year, I fractured 7 ribs, fractured a vertebrae, partly shattered one of the ribs in my left side of my rib cage, and my chest was in literal fragments. It was a puzzle piece. So
And I won't really shoot on the latest cause, but do you want to shoot the causes of your ACL and torn hamstring?
So hamstring, it was doing a job that I used to do, and I basically fell in a ditch, and my leg, abduct it, and hyperextend it, and it tore my hamstring
Oh,
long ways. So if your leg's that way, I tore it that way, and it was a 5.5 inch tear.
oh.
So it was a very hefty tear. Um, my
Did you see this
ACL,
guy coming?
I fell out of a tree.
I didn't even. I can't even remember that part.
Yeah, I wasn't like the worst thing about it was I wasn't like in a tree. I was literally 5 feet off the floor, and I jumped out the tree and landed on the one leg. Oh,
Oh.
why is my webcam just died? My phone's just died. That's okay.
Oh well, we'll
Uh,
we'll keep going. We'll keep going.
we'll go webcamless, but yeah, basically fell out the tree, landed all pressure on the one foot, and that was the ACL gone. And then the ribs, if you know, you know. If you don't, get to know.
All right. Did you say you're change your camera?
Nah, my phone just died, so the webcam's shit itself. But
All
we can
right.
keep going.
Hold on. What's one accessory you'd keep forget forever and one exercise you'd remove from existence?
Remove Bulgarian split squats. 100%. I hate them. I'll never do them. I think I did. I was meant to do them twice a day in prep, or twice a week in prep. I think I did them once a week, the entire prep. I hated them. I couldn't do them. Uh, I hate them. One accessory I love. One accessory I love. I don't think there's any accessory I necessarily hate as much as Bulgarian split squats. Um,
Valid.
I think if I really had to narrow it down, I'd probably. I don't actually know. Probably leg press, leg press. I hate it in the moment, but it feels so good after, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Uh, if you remember this, and just tell me if you do or not. What music were you listening to before your thirds? Do you remember any of the songs and which leftovers?
Yeah, so I actually have a playlist, and I remember specifically playing my songs. So give me 2 seconds while I pull up my receipts. I know for my squat, I was listening to Century by East D Kid.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, because you did it for squats and prep as well.
yeah, that was my squat song. Um, big shout out to Ethan for getting me into East D Kid. I used to hate him, and then Ethan was like, just listen to him and give him a chance. And I was like, this is the shit.
Yeah.
For bench, I was listening to. I listened to two whenever I was queuing up. The first one was Somewhere I Belong by Linkin Park, and then Monster by Skillet. And then Deadlift, it was Billy by 6ix9ine.
I haven't actually listened to Billy.
It's a very aggressive song,
Yeah, 6ix9ine is that kind of rapper.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guy is another thing. Uh, I was gonna use these with Peter, but we'll just shoot controversial takes. Do you think powerlifting is getting too popular?
No, it's not popular enough. You know, it's definitely died down. I know whenever Ethan used to be an under 74 junior, the weight category wasn't necessarily dead, but it wasn't full. It was fuller than what it is today. I know whenever Braden competed as an under 74 junior, he was the only one in the weight class.
Yeah, like I
And
think I find
then,
that a lot with Northern Ireland because a lot of people like obviously people will take a place win even if they're like one of the only ones in the weight class anyway.
yeah,
But
I
like
mean,
I think people would rather have competition and not just waltz into a competition and
yeah, I mean
be
the
just
thing
win.
is about it as well. The thing is about it as well, though, is 70 kilos is it's a very common weight.
Yeah,
You know, it's a very unfluctuated weight. A lot of people sit at that weight, and it's not like I could bulk up to be an 83. I probably could, but
yeah,
I don't have the height for the 83s. You know, you look at 83s, like even you are a good built 83, but you're short for an 83 compared to the
yeah.
rest of them.
I'm like a
Like,
Russell
and I
Lee type build.
yeah, and then if I bulked up to 83s, I'd be like the fucking dwarf out of them all.
Yeah. No, I think you sit 74s. I
Yeah,
think uh I think if anybody had the chance of it at 83s, I say shoot because I am sort of a bit weird about missing out on the 83 battle at Nats, but I'm also just gonna be sat there like
yeah,
waiting like winner faces me sort of thing. But obviously, I'm like
Yeah,
new to Northern Ireland powerlifting, and
yeah,
I think I've got the lowest total out of the 83s that got invited. So
yeah. I think the more horrifying thing with the 74s is as well. I remember having this conversation with Ethan was, like me and Peter, we're not the best 74s to ever walk the platform for the NIPF, but as it stands today, we're the only two 74s. So in today's sense, we're the two greatest 74s that stood on the platform on Saturday,
yeah,
if you know what I mean.
I
And then,
there are a couple 74s I know of, but they'll be split across the Open and
yeah,
Masters as well.
and
Because
then,
I know Corey Jameson is an under 74, but he's in the Open.
yeah, and then you'll look at me and Ethan, obviously we were speaking about hopefully going to Canada this year. Unfortunately, we won't get it, but is what it is. But
Yeah,
then we were speaking about even if I'd got the Canada, I would have got bent over backwards and sent back to Northern Ireland because the 74s, like if you look at South Africa, New Zealand, America's under 74 juniors, Maverick Riches wouldn't even stand a chance against some of them.
yeah. Like Elliot Sykes is the second biggest 74 total and second biggest
Yeah, like
second pound for pound lifter in history,
like
or male
there's
even.
there's 74 juniors out there that are pulling almost 300 kilos off the floor, and for the record,
Let me just
that's
pull
as
this up.
much.
What did Elliot Sykes pull up PA now?
For the
Keep
record,
going.
300 kilos. For the record, 300 kilos is 74 is mental. That's what 93s dream to pull off the floor. Do you know what I mean? Like 300 kilos when you're weighing 72.5 kilos is astronomical.
Uh, Open powerlifting isn't working. There we go. Um, so I opened that. Elliot Sykes pulled 332.5. For reference, Austin Perkins, I think he pulled 343. Yeah. Yes. I will. Right. Yeah. So like 74s are pulling 300 off the ground now.
Yeah, like what am I looking at here?
Now.
Squat, bench, deadlift.
Oh well,
There's
my
a
watch has just died. Or no, my mouse has just died.
there's a hang on, why is this not working properly? That's squat, bench, deadlift. I mean, there's a junior he pulled. I don't know how accurate that could be, but there's apparently a junior in 2018 that pulled 450.
Kilos?
John Pineda.
That might be untested. I'm not sure.
It says IPF.
Not sure then. We'll leave that one
Uh,
out because it hasn't been mentioned before. That would be known of.
yeah, but yeah, you know, it's mental. Biggest under 74 junior deadlift IPF. Oh yeah, obviously. Oh no, actually no, yeah, it would be. What did I say there?
450 or something.
No, I was wrong. Yeah, the world record for the under 74 juniors says 355 pull.
355? Damn.
Well, 355.5.
Right. Well. Uh, two questions, but I'll shoot for this one first before we wrap this up. What is the most overrated lift in your opinion? Out of the three?
I don't really think there is an overrated one. I think they all test
If you had to pick one.
overrated. It's like I feel like bench is very overrated because, like I was about
Ah,
to say,
yeah.
they all test their own different individualities of the body.
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, squat isn't full body, but it kind of is, and if you know what I mean. Deadlift, it is full body. It's leg drive, your ability to lock out, and then bench is your ability to fucking press something.
Yeah.
There,
Um,
I feel like I feel like there's definitely something else you could have thrown there that could have tested it a little bit more, but it is what it is.
last one. I thought about this and it went out of my head. Do you, or do you have any unpopular opinions that you have about lifting?
Unpopular opinion.
Like an underrated opinion?
It's never about the competition.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's never about you versus the other person. It's always you versus you.
Yeah, and like you saw that with you and Peter because uh you didn't really like compete against each other. You were more I want to hit PBs
Yeah.
and
I,
you just so
you
happen to
know,
come in close.
I told you yesterday at prep, I was never there to pull for gold. I was never there to do it.
You pulled to put numbers on the board. That's what matters.
Yeah, I only
And
put a
some people
380
would
total.
walk away if they knew they wouldn't get a gold medal.
Yeah, I put a 380 total on the board, which isn't significantly a lot for
Yeah.
74. But given my track record and what it took to get to where I am today, a 380 kilo total is stupidly impressive for what's happened to me.
Yeah. Like I've had two comps and both in a row that I podiumed. I went third and second.
Yeah,
Second time was I think it was a bit closer for first.
yeah,
Do I care? No.
it is what it is. And like, happy days. I got first. Might have been a little bit more buzzed than what I was over second, but I'm not
Yeah.
that fast.
It's just a medal at the end of the day.
Yeah, I brought
But
home
yeah,
silverware, and that's all I care about.
I'm not really sure how to wrap this up. Hold on. So, what advice would you have for anybody starting powerlifting? And then we'll wrap this up.
What did you say?
What advice would you have for somebody who's starting powerlifting?
Listen to your coach, and always remember
Couldn't
it's
agree
you
more.
versus you. It's you versus you. Never compare yourself to others, because I know for a long time I compared myself to my coach.
I still compare
Um,
myself to your coach.
I still do. I still compare myself to my coach, but
It's
at the
not in
end
an
of
unhealthy way.
yeah, but at the end of the day, everybody's different. Like, if I bucked up to 83s, maybe I'd shoot for the stars better than you would. Maybe if you came down to 74, you'd shoot better than I did. Everybody's different.
Yeah,
Like my coach, I think his deadlift was 217.5 at Commonwealths. You never know. I might shoot on to be a 230 puller. I might not. I might
you
never pull
never know.
200. You never know. That's the thing about powerlifting is it all comes down to what you put in, and also a heavy side of it is genetics.
Yeah, but also if you do put your mind to it, because there's people that's been in the game for 10 years and are only getting their
Yeah,
shine now.
yeah. It's a very long term sport. I always like I know one of the biggest questions a lot of my family asked was why are you training 365 a day, 365 days a year to compete 3 times a year?
It's the training that matters.
Yeah,
That's just simple. But I'll let you go
yeah,
here because I know you need to pack for South Africa.
yes,
Going back to your home.
home country.
But thanks for having you. I kind of said thanks to Peter as well, but he already left like after or before I said thanks. But thanks for having you, or thanks for like giving me your time. We'll say
Thank, thank you for having me.
no worries,
All
and
right,
I'll let you go.
see you later.
See you later.